Welcome back to BikeBeat. Today, we're getting up close and personal with the 2025 BMW R18, one of the most distinctive cruisers on the road, now updated with subtle but meaningful changes that sharpen its performance and style. Whether you're already a fan of the big boxer or you've been cruiser curious, this is the year BMW's most nostalgic machine gets a fresh layer of refinement, and we're going to tell you exactly what's changed, what still defines it, and why this 345-kilo beast still manages to feel alive under your hands. First off, the heart of the R18 remains its most iconic feature, the massive 1,802 cubic centimeters air and oil-cooled boxer twin. It's an old-school layout that gives the R18 its unmistakable presence, both visually and orally. But for 2025, BMW's tuned the motor ever so slightly, squeezing out a bit more torque, now up to 163 Nm at just 3,000 RPM. That's about 120 pound-feet of twist, which means this isn't a high-revving screamer. It's a low-down, take-it-easy brute that delivers power where cruisers want it right off the line. More importantly, that torque curve is flat and meaty from 2,000 to 4,000 RPM. You can practically forget about shifting and just roll on the throttle whenever you feel like moving the horizon. Horsepower remains steady at 91 horses at 4,750 RPM, and that might sound underwhelming on paper, especially compared to the likes of the Triumph Rocket 3 or some of Harley's more aggressive V-twins, but this bike isn't trying to win a drag race. It's about smoothness, character, and a visceral riding experience that feels as classic as it looks. Paired with a 6-speed gearbox and BMW's signature shaft drive, the R18 delivers power in a way that's ultra-smooth and maintenance-friendly. No chain lube, no belt slack, just pure torque delivered through a rock-solid drivetrain. The chassis has also received attention for 2025. The biggest change here is a shift to an 18-inch rear wheel on the base model, up from the 16-incher used previously. That might seem minor, but in the cruiser world, it actually has a noticeable effect on both ride quality and handling. With the change in wheel profile, BMW also revised the rear suspension settings to keep ride compliance where it needs to be, still firm enough to feel connected, but more plush than before. The forks up front also get a visual tweak. Gone is the polished sleeve, replaced by a more rugged, mechanical-looking rough-finish design. It's a small thing, but one that gives the bike more muscle visually. The wheels themselves are all new 7 double spokes in a modern cast look, with an optional contrast cut finish available through BMW's customization packages. The R18 still uses a double cradle steel frame with exposed driveshaft, a design choice that pays tribute to the 1936 R5 while keeping modern strength and geometry. Handling, overall, is what you'd expect from a long, low cruiser, slow but steady. The rake and trail numbers give it that planted highway feel, and once you're rolling, it takes very little effort to hold a line. Don't expect sport bike agility, but you can lean this thing surprisingly far before pegs start to scrape. It feels balanced and predictable. Where the design really shines is in the attention to continuity. BMW has reworked the tank, fenders, and side covers to feel like they're all part of one continuous sculpture. Look at the way the fuel tank blends down into the rear fender line. It's smooth, uninterrupted, and deeply satisfying. Even the exhaust has changed for 2025. Gone are the fishtail-style mufflers, in their place, simple circular cross-section silencers that look more modern without losing the retro soul. The overall design theme is less chrome-heavy this year, and there's even a blacked-out variant for riders who prefer a more stealthy aesthetic. Think gloss black engine covers, dark chrome pipes, and deep-tone wheels. It's a cruiser that looks menacing, even when standing still. One of the most rider-friendly upgrades for 2025 is the redesigned solo seat. It's now padded with 10 mm more foam, and the seat height has been slightly increased to around 28.3 inches. More importantly, it now comes with a tool-free quick-release system. A simple push-button hidden under the seat lets you lift it off without needing to break out a toolkit. That's great for customizers or anyone who wants quick access to the electronics and battery underneath. In terms of comfort and tech, the R18 keeps things relatively minimal, but thoughtful. A USB-C charging port is now standard, a welcome touch for anyone using a phone for NAV or music. Most markets also get standard daytime running lights, and of course, BMW's standard safety systems like automatic stability control and integral ABS. It's worth noting, however, that there's still no lean-sensitive traction control or cornering ABS. A little surprising given the bike's premium price tag. That said, the bike is more about mechanical purity than rider-aid overload. You get 3 riding modes: rain, roll, and rock. Rain tames the throttle for slippery roads, roll is your everyday cruising mode, and rock sharpens up throttle response and gives you the full-fat torque curve. It's subtle but effective, and honestly, most riders will stick with roll or rock 95% of the time. If you're wondering how this all comes together on the road, the answer is confidently. The engine's character dominates the experience. There's a pulse, a heartbeat to this motor that's impossible to ignore. Every gear change brings a thunk, every throttle roll gets a heavy, deliberate surge forward. The new seat padding makes a real difference over long distances, and the revised rear suspension makes highway cruising less fatiguing. Braking performance is strong thanks to dual 300mm discs up front with 4-piston calipers, and a single 300 in the rear. Still, you're working with a lot of mass, over 345 kilograms on the base model and over 430 kilograms on the fully loaded Transcontinental, so this isn't a bike you throw around. It's a bike you command. BMW offers several variants of the R18, depending on how far down the touring or customization rabbit hole you want to go. The base R18 is the purist's choice: minimal, clean, raw. Then there's the Classic, which adds wire wheels, saddlebags, and a windshield for more traditional touring duty. The Roctane brings a more aggressive stance, with body-colored side panels and dark trim. The R18B, short for Bagger, adds a fairing, infotainment screen, and bigger comfort features like heated grips and cruise control. And then there's the R18 Transcontinental, the full-on touring rig, with top case, high windshield, heated seats, and every bell and whistle you could ask for. Pricing varies by region and spec, but generally, the base R18 starts at around $15,395 in the US. In the UK, expect a starting price of £17,480. Move up to the Classic and you're looking at around $17,500 or £19,540. The Roctane, Bagger, and Transcontinental climb steadily from $21,000 to around $24,395 depending on packages and accessories. BMW's Option 719 custom program offers things like premium finishes, special wheels, and upgraded seats. Worth considering, but they'll easily add $2,000 to $4,000 to your final price. All in all, the 2025 R18 is not a radical reinvention. It's a careful evolution of a bike that already had a very clear mission: deliver a cruiser that oozes heritage, but rides with German precision. And BMW's done exactly that. The updates may be subtle, but they target the areas that matter most: comfort, styling, and real-world rideability. If you're in the market for a cruiser that isn't just another V-twin, the R18 still stands in a league of its own. It's bold. It's unapologetic. And it sounds like thunder when you crack open the throttle. That's our full look at the 2025 BMW R18. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to BikeBeat for more honest, in-depth looks at the best machines in the world of motorcycles. Ride safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.